Welcome back to Security Matters. It seems like every single day we cannot go to sleep and wake up without hearing of cases of insecurity. We do have our guest who's joining us. Is the principal partner, Monarchy and Associates Consulting. We have Mr. Akinkunmi Vaughan-Thomas who's here with us. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Lagos.
Before we went on the break, Olive highlighted the Miyetti Allah leaders who have been arrested in Kwara State over ransom proceeds. What's really going on? I don't know if you've been following this story.
I was here to mention that you and I might be acting a film, and we are all playing with ourselves as it concerns Nigeria for now, because it's a script that is being acted out. I said that ahead of Miyetti Allah coming out and all these issues coming public. But the question is, when can we have the freedom to say things we see so clearly and there are proofs that these things are not supposed to happen? Do we have a good power check? And is accountability in the nation, is it ensured? Because if we don't have institutions in place that have the right to function for our sake, then we are all just playing. Now, these three people at the end of the day might be pushed to the fact that they say this is an independent case, that they are just Nigerians, that they should be dealt with as individuals, and they should not be related with an organization that is peaceful and doing what they have to do. But if you see the evidences and things that have been produced as their movement and their involvement with task force, their movement within the country, and how they've come to arrest them now, they might just leave these people at the end where nobody will stand for them to say they are part of us, we are responsible for them. And these same people that we feel we've arrested citizens now, they can disappear and nothing will happen. So we might just be joking with ourselves.
But why is it a joke? Isn't this a breakthrough that people who receive ransoms,
if at the end of the day, these people we arrest, the situation is pushed to the fact that they are responsible for themselves, and it is an independent thing, not related with an organization, enough for us to prove that there is a conspiracy in place or there is something happening, that we can ask for accountability and the power that is backing this to be checked. Then we are dealing with one man you found in a bush that bears so name, and he has done what is wrong. Then deal with him. Then it's a joke because there is no organization, there is no accountability, and there is no check. So you and I can continue to advocate as long as we want, and we are just joking. So permit me to use that word, joking.
I mean, it is quite an unfortunate scenario here. The elites have also been criticized. They've been accused of being complicit. Many have said that they haven't spoken as strongly or as passionately, that a number of them are turning away and looking away from these matters. You know, what role do citizens have to play in this? What role do the elites, do they really, can people blame them in the way that they've been blaming them?
I won't follow your big English. Let's implement robust whistleblowers. Let's implement it. Follow me.
There's a whistleblower in prison, no?
I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere. Okay. I'm going somewhere. Freedom of press. Let's ensure that is in place. But the institutions to back them, should it be there will be reprisals or reactions, that these people will be punished for doing what they ought to do for us to get the truth out? Those institutions have to be empowered and they have to be independent. Because if we don't organize and arrange the backflop or what these things will fall back on, then everybody will know the truth, we'll keep talking about this thing and nothing will be done. So the whistleblowers that we know, there are people that know things. There are people that are ready to stand as evidence or give evidence for things that are happening. Enough for us to have justice and there will be punishment for one thing or the other. But what if all those institutions are corrupted. So there's no place for accountability. Power is not checked. So we are playing according to the dance of those that power is in their hands.
But it sounds at best very optimistic. It sounds very long term. I'm looking at something rather immediate.
Well, nothing good. Nothing good. That is, if it is not organized, you're joking. Look at what my brother here said. He said a whistleblower is where? Is where he is. So if we don't arrange those things, the first thing is we need to make everybody know that instead of us coming out and saying all these things truthfully like we are joking, then let's leave it and face the consequences that some people have made up their mind that this country will not stand, and let's let them have their play. But if we don't want them to have their play and we want to voice out and speak, then we need things in place to protect those that are ready to come out to fight. If those things are not in place, then we can continue to talk.
So we can rightly say that this issue is more than what meets the eyes. Because what people are hearing and seeing, there could be an underground factor that many still don't know. Permit me to run through the timeline of this particular story. So, it was mentioned that the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, engaged a group of vigilantes to tackle banditry in Kwara State.
Okay.
We all agree on that.
Okay.
That was the story that came out.
Okay,
why don't you use local vigilantes and so on, due to the fact that there's been terrorists in the state. And the SSA, to the governor of Kwara State, confirmed that. I'm talking about Mr. Abdulateef. He confirmed that yes, they're working with the NSA and he's getting a few persons within the vigilante to protect. Secondly, soldiers arrested bandits in Kwara State. There were videos where they were all lying down and they were being kicked and so on. The bandits confessed that Kwara State government gave them weapons. Kwara State government came out and said, no, we didn't give them weapons, oh, it's a lie. But later, Kwara State government said the only thing we gave them was they were using state van. So we have duplicity of information being shared. That's not all. Later on, a statement now came that those three that were caught in a video, that they were Miyetti Allah members. Moving on in December, they engaged with the Office of the National Nuhu Ribadu, his office, and the joint task force style, like they mentioned, they put them together to protect Ifelodun, a community. That's Miyetti Allah. Okay, let's see how we can protect the community and so on. But then again, Miyetti Allah says those three that you called out, they were our members. It's a lie. So why am I running through this timeline? There's a lot of back and forth. We gave them weapons. We gave them van. No, we did not give them.
It's very simple. The big English you are speaking. Number one, lack of transparency. Number two, selective targeting. Number three, inconsistent statements. Number four, unusual leniency and severity. It's a drama. It's all a drama. We don't have a formed organization that is put in place for the administration of this country. Nobody can be held accountable. Then you and I are Nigerians. Let's not speak just to the crowd. Power can control anything. Power can control anything. I'm saying those that can counter or question this authority, they need to be, they need to be given their independent place to be able to fight, and they will not be afraid that they will be dealt with. And whatever they bring out there as punishment for anybody found as a culprit will go through for punishment. But you and I know this is not possible. You and I know this is not in place. So we're just playing safe to the public, or the government is just playing safe to the public. Look at that level of inconsistency. Look at that level of inconsistency. Who do we hold responsible for that? Nobody. So we keep going back and forth. So I said very easy. Bring laws to place that empowers whistleblower, the press, then give an organization, maybe the judicial or something, that have an independent power whereby whatever they say will come to pass and nobody can shake it. Empower them. Fine, you said long term, but everything good. What we're suffering now, they didn't wake up to put all this insecurity in place. It has been planned for a long time. And it's still a network of what we can't fish out openly.
Okay, We'll go on a break. When we come back, we'll look at the fact that it seems the biggest business is that of ransom and people earning from kidnapping. This morning we talked about the story of a couple. Two stories. A couple who had faked their own kidnap.
And then the woman
who's crying. We'll look into that and see what security details can do whenever they receive these type of information. After the break, stay with us. Welcome back. Breakfast Central, and we're taking a look at the Miyetti Allah leaders who were arrested in Kwara over ransom proceeds. There have been some counter statements and statements from here and there, and our core focus is on the state of insecurity and how it affects the people. We want to narrow it down to terrorism and, most importantly, kidnapping, which is now the #1 on the list, aside from attacks and counterattacks, insurgency. Now, kidnapping is like the money-spinning business now, sadly, in Nigeria. Recently, we saw a story of a couple who, lied that they were kidnapped, and they received money from different sides of their family members, up to the tune of 10 million naira. And we're going to play a video right now. Let's get the video up of a woman who had no other place to get help. She had to come to the market space and beg that people contribute so that she can get her daughter released who had been kidnapped. Let's watch this video, then we'll come back. We want to know what security details or those who are following the insecurity in Nigeria can do, especially in cases of information like these.
GT Bank. GT Bank. 02171656.
Okay. How do we manage this situation?
Moral failure. Well, that one is human. It's human. It's just people playing intelligence with security not being coordinated, the community not being organized. It still comes back to accountability. That's why you will see police dealing with people, and you ask them, what right do you have to deal with this person the way you are dealing with the person? Do you have evidence? Have you proven it? Has everything got to the process which it needs to pass through before you have the right to even do anything to the person? So the moral failure is all over the place. Look at what we're looking at. A family that were abducted or kidnapped, the child was kidnapped, she's asking for help, they are contributing. And while I was looking at it, it just came to my mind that, like you said, they could turn it to business whereby somebody will just say, look, let's act our own. We can't find food to eat and we can survive on this thing. Let's make noise, gather whatever we can gather. If somebody gathers 2 million naira on this, and the person doesn't have a job, doesn't have what to eat, and the person comes back again with the child they've hidden inside the house, it's because there are gaps. And the gap still goes back to security and accountability. Nobody to hold. The moral failure is all over the place.
It's like it's free for all.
Yes.
So now this one now where the mother has to respond for her child, which is rather sad. And then we're in a country that has made it illegal to source for ransom, sort of to advocate to pay ransom to terrorists.
Just like what she's doing,
right?
Which is illegal, right?
So if you now come and say that that people shouldn't pay ransom, we don't encourage terrorism, how do we find that balance? Because you haven't provided the security.
That will help them out.
Put the systems that will guarantee the safety of the citizens. Citizens are having to be their own government. They're providing their security. they're rallying together to be able to gather intelligence to find their loved ones. In some cases, we've seen where there's been exploitation. Someone has been kidnapped to go to make a report, and you are even exploited further. So, I guess the question is...
When you get to a police station, running with your emergency to announce that a family member has been abducted, and police officers will sincerely tell you, sir, even to move from here, number one, did you come with a vehicle? You say you didn't come with a vehicle. They said there is no means of even moving from here. And the people you are talking to, you tend to ask yourself, are these people even capable to help the immediate situation of what I'm going through? So the masses have their doubts, very open doubts about how insecure they are. Very, very open. So the moral failure is general. And what to do about it, to give accountability, you begin to trace it down. The police even go as far as telling you this is the amount of money they give them monthly, and you to listen to that amount, can it run this kind of organization? And you begin to reason, and you see that the failure, system. Yeah, the system is just broken. It's a broken system, and we can't run away from constitutional reform and institutional reform.
One question every Nigerian would ask,
I
mean, as a security person yourself, why is it taking long for the name and shame to have happened? Why is it so long?
Something came to my mind.
I've not gotten your own aspects to
something came to my mind, because for a leader to be elected, you will need those at the grassroots. Our problem is not these people that are elected and put in place and we're claiming we don't trust now. It is those at the bottleneck they use at the grassroots to get to where they are. We need to quickly begin to work on, because they speak for many people. I'll give you an example. I have my place in a street where if somebody is a very rough person that can beat anybody in the street, police knows the person and nobody is doing anything about it. It becomes a terror on its own. Now, if I want to campaign in that street,
you need that person.
I need that person. And immediately that person comes in. Money exchange hands, which is not a problem. But when you look at the person is morally zero. Has nothing to, he has prostitutes, he does not go home, he has rogues. You can be passing and he decides to take a drink and nobody can stop him. Now, I'm going somewhere. Now, if this person goes with the political hand that needs his help, and they are asking, what do we need to do? I need the whole of this local government taken. When I saw it yesterday night, I just smiled. They brought in, what do they call these this solar lights? They just brought solar light to the whole street, and everybody just disappeared. Whatever he says goes. Is this not the better country we're asking for? At least he has fixed the light for us. But what they will take is deep. You're looking afraid. All is well.
I mean, these conversations are very sad to have.
So we have solar, when you come, you see the place, all lights are up. That's not what we're talking about. The person that has engaged them to tell them you have the whole of this local government, moral, very wrong person. His home is not in place. He doesn't have respect for education. He doesn't care about the welfare of the people he's controlling at the grassroots. And he doesn't have office. It's just because he's a thug and a crook. That is why he can rule over them. That's how he entered into the office of somebody that rules that community. So
Togri has exchanged
just the same way we're talking about how ransom for kidnapping has become business. It's just moral failure. It's just moral failure. Accountability needs to be put in place, and power must be checked.
Power really must be checked, Mr. Vaughan-Thomas. Thank you very much for joining us. We will continue to follow up with the new developments on this story. We hope that we can even hear from the citizens, we can hear from the government, and we're not playing politics, because it seems that politics is the main concern.